Welcome, my beautiful freedom freaks, to Show Me State News. This is Kermit D, coming at you with the latest from the world of local government. And let me tell you, the people have spoken, and they've got a message for the public servants of Howell and Oregon counties and the rest of the Ozarks. So get prepared for your daily dose of freak, because this show is about to get interesting.
So, are you ready? Let's go get our freedom.
Freedom isn't free, it's being held for ransom. Everybody, please rise for the national anthem.
The Constitution has suspended
I mean, you can go by yourself down there?
Here we go.
I don't know, you gonna say anything that's worth listening to? We want to hear you defending and upholding the oath to the Constitution.
I'm not one to beat around the bush, so let's get straight to the point. We've been hearing from folks in Howell and Oregon counties, and let me tell you, they're not shy about sharing their concerns. From rising taxes to inadequate infrastructure, folks are feeling the pinch. And guess what? They're right to be concerned. This isn't just about numbers on a spreadsheet, folks. This is about real people, real lives, and real struggles. Now, I know the public servants in Oregon and Howell County have been working hard to serve your constituents. But let me remind you, you work for the people, not the other way around. And the people have made it clear that they expect more from their elected officials, especially when it comes to the safety of our roads. Just last week, a tragedy occurred on that deadly stretch of US-63, taking the life of a Salem, Arkansas man.
I spoke to a couple of people who either live on or drive Highway 63 every day. They said they see crashes one right after another, even some of those being fatal. They say if they're going to fix the road, now is the time to do it.
It's the same story every day with different folks.
Kelly Steed lives in Thayer and works for a local trucking company. Steed's drivers and even his own family travel that stretch of highway daily and have almost been hit or, like his wife, been in accidents.
She was merged off the road and flipped our car 3 times. Luckily survived.
Steed is one of many who's had a direct issue with the highway.
They tell God they asked him to bring their daddy home safe.
Carolyn Parker had lived along Highway 63 north of Thayer for decades. For years, she sat at home and heard the violent collisions.
We always hear the wrecks down here, and we heard it, and I told my husband, I said, there's a wreck down there.
That includes one last fall that turned personal.
I didn't have no idea that it was him. That was the beginning of our nightmare.
Her grandson, Josh Parker, a husband and father of now 3 children, was turning left into his workplace when he was hit. Parker died at the scene.
He stopped where he could turn left, and the police car hit him in the back end. It blew his van up and got on fire, and it knocked him over into a semi head-on.
Carolyn,
the police car hit him in the back end. It blew his van up and got on fire, and it knocked him over into a semi head-on.
Carolyn said even before her grandson's accident, she's called, mailed letters, and visited with officials in Missouri to try and find a solution for the deadly road. But to no avail, the problem remains. She said had they have listened to her pleas and acted, her grandson would still be here today.
My son, or grandson, would more likely he would be living to this day and raising his 3 little boys.
Both Steed and Parker say they hope something is done soon.
We the people are sick of this shit. We the people are tired of the lies.
And the people of Howell and Oregon counties have had enough. They've been pleading with their government officials to take action, but their cries for help have fallen on deaf ears. Now, let's break it down. Our government officials are like the employees of a company, and we, the residents, are their bosses. They're accountable to us, and it's our duty to hold them responsible for their actions or lack thereof. If they're not getting the job done, we have the power to replace them. It's as simple as that. But before we start handing out pink slips left and right, let's take a moment to understand the importance of their roles. Our public servants are the gears that keep our communities running smoothly. They're responsible for making decisions that impact our daily lives, from infrastructure to education, healthcare to public safety. It's no small task, and we appreciate their efforts. However, appreciation doesn't exempt anyone from doing their job effectively. Well, the time for excuses is over. The people have spoken and they want results. They want a 4-lane highway that will keep their families safe. They want their tax dollars to be used to improve the infrastructure and save lives. And they want their voices to be heard, loud and clear. Now, I know there are some folks out there who think they're above the people they serve. They think they're the boss and we're just the ones who pay their salaries. But let me tell you something. That's not how the land of the free works. In this country, the people are the boss. We elect our officials to represent us, to serve our needs, and to make sure our voices are heard. And when they forget that, when they start thinking they're above us, it's time for a change. So if you're feeling ignored, if you're feeling like your concerns aren't being addressed, don't just sit there and grumble. Get involved, reach out to your elected officials, let them know what's on your mind. And if they're not listening, if they're not working for you, then it's time to find someone who will. So, to all you public servants out there, it's time to step up your game. The people have spoken and they're not pleased. You need to remember who you work for and start delivering the results they demand. Because if you don't, the people have the power to replace you. Now, I know change can be tough, but that's the price of being in public service. The people of Howell, Oregon, and all the other counties around the Ozarks deserve better, and it's up to you to give it to them. The clock is ticking, and the people are watching. It's time to put the safety of your constituents first, no excuses. So, my fellow Howell and Oregon County residents, and beyond, let's make sure our voices are heard. Stay informed, engage in local politics, attend town hall meetings, and ask the tough questions. We need to hold our elected officials accountable, demand transparency, and ensure they truly represent our best interests. Remember, our communities thrive when we actively participate in the democratic process that the land of the free has become. We have the power to shape our future, and it starts with making informed choices. So let's stay engaged, stay united, and together let's create a brighter future for Howell and Oregon County. Remember, folks, the power is in your hands. You have the right to choose our government servants, and you have the right to hold them accountable. So use your voice, make it heard, and let's make sure our government is working for the people, by the people, and for the people. This is Kermit D., and I'm all freaked out with this daily dose of freak. Remember, the people are in charge, and they're not going to settle for anything less than the absolute best. Let's get to work, folks, and let's start by making our roads safer for everyone.
Done soon.
We need 4-lane down here.
We got to get a 4-lane system in place.
The people have spoken, and it's time to listen. Kermit D. out. People power.